hockey. It's golf tournaments for dummies.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are along the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea. Frank, on a mission here today. What can you tell us about this course?
Well, one thing, Rich, we don't want to fatigue out there, so I've got my battle gear on. Interesting layout ahead. Plenty of water. The island's there to be negotiated, navigated, and you never know what just might pop up during the course of the game.
And partner, let me just, before we get started, salute you.
I salute you too, Rich. You ready?
Ready. Aim. Fire.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Bit of a stumble out of the gates, Frank.
Oh, very shaky, very shaky. So he's got to pull himself together right now.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We will be calling all the action for today's event.
Rich, I'm armed and ready. Are you?
I am. Battle gear on. Let's get it going. Frank, no leisurely stroll from the clubhouse to the first tee. Like most golf courses, here we go from an aircraft carrier on the first tee.
Yeah, it's a scary little sight trying to take off there on that opening tee shot. Green situated on a little island. 186 yards, though. That's what we've been radioed in, the yardage today. Should be safely on deck.
These putts keep the round together. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Even par early on. Frank, as we look at the second, your average hole with, say, a few bunkers, maybe even a pond, that would be a walk in the park compared to what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah, early surveillance said that guard shack just to the right of the green is actually not empty, so be a little aware of that when you cross the bridge. Green just 167 yards away, though, from the tee.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed.
Even par currently. I don't know what they were looking at.
Putt drops. Now at 1 over par.
So, this is an interesting tee shot as that destroyer continues to burn.
Amazing that play still continues. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. Wasn't that hard a shot.
Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Setting up for the shot from the sand. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Been a little bit of a fight so far, 3 over par. Frank, here at the 4th, there's an awful lot going on.
There certainly is. Solar panels, radar tower is up and ready to go, so it will confirm the landing on the other side if it's successful. This rather long par 3 around the 230-yard mark, so this is going to be all carry. Got to land that ball on the green. It will not run through that beach area. And of course the trees and the palm trees all the way around. If this isn't flighted properly, it will not find the destination.
Seems like too much for just one man. This looks like a job for an entire flight crew, Frank.
Well, Rich, we should dig ourselves a trench and see what happens.
And he's made the green. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Saves par, stays at 3 over. This is the par 3 fifth, Frank. This one goes back towards that destroyer, which came out of nowhere just a few holes ago. Glad we didn't pick that tower.
Well, anything to the right, and you'll definitely be swimming. Actually, we'd have to bring in the Navy SEALs probably to get it up and down from there.
Good chance at one. Birdie try up next.
Second shot.
Starting to climb back at +2. Now up to the 6th tee. We're back against that destroyer. Frank, you need to take it over that small island?
Yeah, once again, you're going to have to pick a very good target in the distance. Now, we know the shared greens at St. Andrews. Well, this is actually a shared green just cut by that little sand path that goes through the middle. This green is shared with the 8th, but still, this is a long par 3, and for some people out there, it'll be a case of ready, aim, and driver.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. Settles in over the putt. 2 over for the day. Frank, I don't know if it's legal, but a player might want to get a detailed map from high overhead, maybe from a bomber squadron flying by, just to get an idea of what they're navigating on this hole.
Well, if you can't call one in, you can always go up one of those lookout towers and maybe get a good surveillance of the hole. or even the wind direction. It's not overly long, just under 160 yards. Green sets up nicely, though, directly aiming at the player at the tee.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Just misses.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Just a couple of feet. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Now to the 8th hole, Frank, you really just need to follow the trail down to the green here at Paracel Storm.
Barracks are probably the biggest problem in front of you. They're just short and left of this par 3 green. For the very observant, though.
Little 3-point shooting contest, you and I later on.
This is a par 3. Oh, this is right at it.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. So 1 over par for the round. Frank, it's been a real battle out here so far on the front 9. Let's finish it off in style here.
There's a great view just slightly right of the 9th green. Look out. Now, that's full of people. You might get the appropriate applause, maybe even a standing ovation, at least a salute. 150 yards approximately to that flag, but you have to be precise. And let's see how precise you can be.
Frank, he's missed the green here in regulation, but still hasn't missed the chance to make the par.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he's got this shot in his toolbox coming up.
And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Here we go at the 10th. We completed a successful front 9 mission, but more to go. Lots of obstacles on this back 9. Rich Lerner for EA Sports alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what are we looking at here at the 10th?
Rather short par 3. Anything that comes up woefully short, you'll be digging it out of the trenches. But the flag on the left side well away from the water. So this really not a par 3 that you should be concerned of getting into trouble unless you dally with some of those trees that are short and left.
This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Frank, see if he can get the hat trick here.
Oh, things are looking so good. Strokes good, swings good. Let's see if it goes in.
Headed for a handful right now. 4 birdies on the day. The 11th hole here at Paracel Storm, now a military playground. Frank, certainly the players are thankful, having traded the guns for golf clubs. Good time out there so far.
A little bit of an obstacle course, though, here at 11. You can see the weather vanes that adorn the right side of this hole. Tee shot has to be played across that seawall. So, once again, all carry. And let's see if he can land softly on the other side.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And getting ready for the putt. Now at -2 for the day. Up to the 12th, making a trip across to an island green, Frank.
It looks more like a shipwreck island, and that's an evil place to put the green on that side. Very well defended by that rock wall as well as the water. And, of course, anything short, those big rocks that protect this green. This is probably the most heavily guarded par 3 on the golf course.
Make bogey or worse here, they might strand you out there. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Did the job right there. Going right back to the large island here at the 13th, Frank.
Trenches behind will certainly protect anything that goes a little bit long. Left of this green, you better call in the Navy.
Tug that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking might get it close, and just a great shot.
Frank, now at the 14th, and really a simple objective here.
It looks like an old sand dune where they've just put a green on top, rather benign. It might just sneak up on you, though. It really just looks like green and beaches with a few palm trees behind, but beware.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Good putt and a good move now to 4 under. Frank, in any war zone, the element of surprise is always so critical, and we see that here at the 15th.
Yeah, this green is fortified by the jungle that surrounds it, and just a little feature that you often don't see on a golf course. It's not a bunker in the middle of that green, just a mini forest.
Just a little short shot here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
Starting to feel it. 2 in a row and 5 under for the tournament. And just take a look out at the battleships burning, the solar panels, the bridges, the barracks. You know you're not at your dad's country club anymore. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Coming to the end of this battle, now at the 17th hole, Frank.
Yeah, the penultimate hole, par 3. We've got to walk across the bridge to get there, and it looks relatively benign at the moment. We've seen a lot of things pop up. The Destroyer is a great reminder of that. Hole is under 200 yards, so within reach. But we've got to once again parachute in. All the trouble to the front and the right side of this green. Ball has to be hit nice and high.
Appears to be tracking well. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now the finishing hole, Frank, and just a spectacular looking hole.
Yeah, chance to complete our mission should we succeed here at 18. If anything, you want to keep the ball a little left of the flag. Otherwise, we're off the beach. safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So stays at 6 under with that solid par putt. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner, and beside me is my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo here in the state of Arizona, getting set for a wonderful day of golf. The Grand Canyon is the site for the action today. And Frank, how about this golf course?
Amazing, Rich. From a design point of view, absolute genius. But if you're like me and suffer a little bit from vertigo, don't look down, because the cliffs all the way down to the Colorado River, well, it's an enormous drop-off. So ball that doesn't find the fairway, you'll be re-tan.
He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Shouldn't be a problem here. -1 in the early going. Frank, this requires one good, solid shot.
The driver might be too much, given this altitude, so just have to lay back a little bit.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's a solid par putt. Everything's scary on this golf course, Frank.
You could lay up and just play it as a three-shotter. Then again, how many times do you get to play in amongst the Grand Canyon?
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. He'll need to be strong with this. So missed the fairway. Now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Playing his third here at the par 5. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. These putts keep the round together. Oh boy, a drop shot here at the third. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So with that, the score is now at even par. This is the 4th hole. It is relatively short at 345 yards, but what a wild layout.
It is. This is almost shaped like an L to the right. Very, very sharp dogleg right. Especially when we look above, you can see that big rock pile in the middle there. There's a sliver down that right side. You play a little pinball and perhaps get to the green that way. But this isn't just about aiming down the left, Rich. You've got to get that right distance off the tee. Otherwise, you can hit it too far, be blocked out, hit it short, blocked out. So for a short hole, very deceptive.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That's well played, and now a good look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought he made that.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Just a couple of feet. Still even par for the day. All right, Frank, let's see what he does.
Yeah, blind tee shot.
Frank, did you think this was possible? I mean, we used to sit around and you'd imagine, what would it be like to play golf in the Himalayas or in the Grand Canyon? And here we are. I mean, did you think this was even doable?
Well, courtesy of EA Sports now, I now believe everything's possible.
How about the design genius of the EA Sports team?
Well, it only goes to show you what is possible. You imagine in amongst the Grand Canyon, in amongst the battle scene, all sorts of things. You can put a golf course nowadays anywhere. Just let your imagination run wild. A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Well, Frank, in golf we see shots over bunkers, certainly shots over lakes, water hazards, what have you. But safe to say this is the first time we will have seen a shot over a moving train.
The only hole that really comes close to this, Rich, would be the 17th hole at St Andrews, where you're hitting over the railway sheds. But this is a physically moving railway. Plus the arches to be taken into consideration. Normally, a hole of this length, big advantage to a longer hitter. The longer hitter has to watch out for the top of those arches. If you catch one really good, well, you might just actually catch the arch.
You might need to hop on that train because this is a long hole at 625 yards, this par 5 sixth. He's facing 100 yards here. Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So into red figures at 1 under. Now to the par 4 7th. This is an S-turn fairway created by the Canyon, Frank, 395 yards. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie. Ooh, chance for birdie.
How about a third birdie on the round? Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th hole here at the Canyon, length and accuracy are paramount.
They certainly are, Rich. Obviously, some of the longer hitters might be able to reach this hole in 2, even though it's over 700 yards. For the mere mortals, though, a little unusual feature here in the second shot area. If we look ahead, 2 bunkers on the right side that are adjacent to that rock wall on the right. And that, well, you actually need a step ladder, really, to get into those bunkers. They look like 2 little basins filled by sand. We hopefully don't see anyone playing out of that.
2 ways to take a bath here. You could take one left in the Colorado River, not advisable, or you could take a sand bath over there on the right. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
And setting up here in the rough. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better. Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Locked in on the read and the speed. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. So, Frank, it's more than 600 yards, and you would think, well, wait a minute, there's no way this should be a par 4. But because
It
of
shouldn't be, Rich.
but because of the elevation and the altitude, it's playing, what, in the high 400s, somewhere in there?
It's still downright mean. It is. It's mean.
And take 2 of your best shots to get home. They'll be happy with that in the fairway, and now a good chance to attack this hole. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
For birdie. Well done, and 3 under for the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. See if he can clip this one perfectly, drive it in there from about 120 yards. Good looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Wait, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
They'll take it. That's a par. Here at the par 4 11th, that green tucked back behind the canyon wall, Frank.
Yeah, it's not overly long. Once again, though, we're going to need a nice tee shot. This hole bends in the opposite direction to 10, slight dogleg to the right, so the canyon is on the left side. And that green's so well protected by that little crop of rock that's in front of it and to the side. So a good tee shot there, really, to get a look at that flag. Otherwise, you're going to have to play a blind second shot over the corner of the rock. Very narrow fairway, though.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. That is a beauty, a real beauty. These putts keep the round together. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Clean this up with a tap. Now at -2 for the day. Now to the par 3 12th, Frank, and obviously there is trouble. Yet again on the left, and if you miss it to the right, you're not going to be pitching off of a soft piece of grass.
No, you're not. Fortunately, though, this is the shortest of the 4 par 3s here at the golf course. Left, long, in trouble. Fortunately, that bunker might save a few shots from going to what would be an even bigger problem. But at that yardage, there is a chance to make 2. It's not a big target, but anything on the putting surface really is going to give you a birdie opportunity.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good putt, now at -3. Frank, now to the 13th hole, and this is the signature hole, isn't it, here at this course?
There's no doubt the lovely waterfalls that come off one side of the mountain, drip over the side by the green. It's reachable for some players, but the second shot across that little oasis is just magnificent. This is one place, too, where you take the camera out, take a few shots. If it's a layup, though, you've got to consider that fairway when it starts to thin out, that you might want to lay it back in that fatter area of the fairway. It's a little easier.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Now his third, staring right at the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Well, all right. Now we're on a little bit of a run. 2 straight birdies. Frank, what's cool about this hole is on that third shot, presumably, I don't think anybody can get home in 2 at about 900 yards, but on that third shot, there's just no two ways around it. You have to fly it over the canyon.
Rich, I'm scared of heights. I can't afford to look to the right there. That is a massive drop-off down the side there, and when you're looking at that third shot going across there, that is, well, you take a deep breath, hopefully just look at the flag. And then even when you hit it on the green, you've got to walk across that. But that is an enormous drop down to the Colorado River.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Oh, that's fine.
Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. Now to the par 4 15th. Sharp dogleg to the right.
Yeah, sort of wrap around hole. Ideally, aim left. This time we're heading away from the canyon. So it should be a little easier to breathe. But still, another good drive is needed here. Thread it down through there to at least have a look at that green for the second shot. Well protected, this green at a 45-degree angle to the right. Relatively flat hole, but it does serpent its way all the way down till you get to the green.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, it's just amazing what they were able to do to get the equipment up here into the Grand Canyon to sculpt this golf course. In fact, there's a hardcover book out about the making of this golf course. It is really fascinating.
It is. That's a good read, and obviously you can sort of peruse through that before you play the golf course, and you'll see that this is one of the many signature holes here on the layout. And I've never seen really this type of hole in golf, one that actually turns back on itself in the shape of a U or a question mark.
You know, what's great about this golf course, Frank, is that it marries history. You talked about, what, how many millions of years?
17 million years ago, the Colorado River started cutting its way through the canyon.
So 17 million years ago, but then you marry that with the modern technology that it took to get in here and dig this out, and then the creativity, the artistic element that's involved from the standpoint of the architects.
Oh, amazing design. And of course, you get to see one of the the great wonders of the world, really, when you walk around here. The many hot air balloons that'll adorn the area, providing the spectators. But it's a good tee shot uphill, and then turn back on yourself and hit it across. This looks like it's going to find the target.
And the solid play continues. Pretty good approach shot right there.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Just 2 holes left. The 17th is a par 4. Frank, looks like a bowling alley, not a golf course.
Yeah, it is, but you could easily get a strike down here, that's for sure, because you'll knock over more than pins. Anything left or right is going to hit one of those mountains on either side, but hopefully will bounce all the way back to the fairway. So it might play a little wider than what first your eye sees. Second shot is going to play slightly uphill again to a green that pitches slightly back towards you, plus 2 different tiers.
Just busted that. 325 yards in the fairway. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Just a couple of feet. Starting to move in the right direction. 5 under after that made putt. So we've come to the finishing hole, and it is a par 3. And Frank, you think about bucket list golf courses, the old course at St. Andrews, TPC Sawgrass with the 17th, the Island Green, Pebble Beach, Augusta National. This one certainly has to be on anybody's list before their days are done.
It is, and the only thing really crazier for this hole is if they actually stuck it out there on a little sliver of land out there on top of the Colorado River. But wonderful way to finish what's been a good day. Long par 3, well protected by those 2 bunkers, but there's enough green there and a good shot. We might just see a putt for 2 to finish the day.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. On the green in regulation.
Second shot.
Finished the round with an impressive 67. Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, we've called golf all around the world, but never at a golf course quite like this.
Rich, we've picked a perfect day. It's usually here about 64 people running around, battling it out for domination.
All right, Frank, we are all set to tee off here at the first. The opening hole, it's a drive off an old aircraft carrier to an island. Tell us a little bit about this opener.
We're going to need full flaps to get this ball up quickly, Rich. Green on the right side of the island, so a little bit of trim to the right. Just miss those palm trees, and you might just find the target.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, you have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Even par early on. Now to the second hole, Frank, and just a look here. This green is clearly very heavily guarded.
Yeah, you notice that guard shack on the right there. Well, you better keep your head down because we're not sure whether or not that guard shack is actually empty.
Be a dangerous shot here at the second.
And left, trees, a little bit of sand. There's the bridge as well.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second.
Now it's at sneaky distance. Oh, another one goes in. Whoops. Alert, alert, alert.
Frank, I've heard of a strong wind coming from out of the south-southeast, but this is something I've never seen.
Nearly destroyed this par 3.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Good clean contact and a nice result and a chance for birdie coming up. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, here at the fourth, there's an awful lot going on.
There certainly is. Solar panels, radar tower is up and ready to go, so it will confirm the landing on the other side. If it's successful, this rather long par 3 around the 230-yard mark, so this is going to be all carry. Land that ball on the green. It will not run through that beach area. And, of course, the trees and the palm trees all the way around. If this isn't flighted properly, it will not find the destination.
Seems like too much for just one man. This looks like a job for an entire flight crew, Frank.
Well, Rich, we should dig ourselves a trench and see what happens.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Frank, you and I have called golf from around the world. In fact, we had our broadcast position in the Grand Canyon in a hot air balloon. Tell you what, I'm glad we didn't pick that spot to broadcast from. That would have been lights out early.
It would have, but I don't even know if our observation tower that we're situated in is going to be safe. Already the destroyers come and hit the land. And, of course, the fifth hole, this par 3, at just over 200 yards. That should be rather interesting, but hopefully we'll be safe. Let's batten down the hatches while we watch the tee shot.
He is on a roll right now. Now up to the 6th tee. We're back against that destroyer. Frank, you need to take it over that small island?
Yeah, once again, you're going to have to pick a very good target in the distance. Now, we know the shared greens at St. Andrews. Well, this is actually a shared green just cut by that little sand path that goes through the middle. This green is shared with the 8th, but still, this is a long par 3, and for some people out there, it'll be a case of ready, aim, and driver.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. And he's made the green. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Now on to the 7th, and Frank, this potentially a tricky hole.
Green well protected in the short and to the right there by that concrete blockade. Green lines up nicely, not overly long too, and really just a nice shot on target. Just be wary of the breeze though in case it's coming off the water. It'll blow it towards those palm trees.
And you don't want to get stuck down in the trenches either.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. That is a solid par putt. Now to the 8th hole, Frank, you really just need to follow the trail down to the green here at Paracel Storm.
Barracks are probably the biggest problem in front of you. They're just short and left of this par 3 green. For the very observant, though, they'll notice a little one-on-one, perhaps a little basketball court just along the left side.
A little three-point shooting contest, you and I later on.
This is a par 3.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under. Rounding out this front 9 mission here, the 9th hole. Shot over the building.
Well, I need to be careful. The front left of the screen is guarded by a tower. And anything right, you'll be ducking for cover in the trenches.
Been a real battle out here today. Just need to keep it all together. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. 5 birdies for the day. What a performance. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Safely aboard. Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
That's birdie, and that's just another example of how everything seems to be clicking today, especially on the greens.
Yeah, good green reading too. You've got to take your hat off to that. The line has been perfect and the pace has matched it.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And he's putting for bogey now. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, this is a daunting tee shot, isn't it?
This has to be hit perfectly.
Frank, the 12th hole here at Paracel Storm, 241 yards, island green. I can't think of a harder par 3 in the world.
This hole, you really have to be wary on the direction of the wind, because if it's coming off the island, then it's going to blow it towards the water. It's going to make this tee shot so much more difficult. Conversely, if you get a little sea breeze, it's going to help. It's going to hold it up there and make this whole play that little bit easier.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, you can see he's just disgusted with that effort. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. We're just playing a nice round of golf. Has that one for par, and now at 5 under par. Going right back to the large island here at the 13th, Frank.
Trenches behind will certainly protect anything that goes a little bit long. Left of this green, you better call in the Navy.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough.
That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And setting up here in the rough. Perfect, and in the hole. What a shot. Frank, here at the 14th, not a long hole, but not a big green either.
It almost lulls you into that false sense of security. You just see the green, it stands up like an old sand dune. The beach around doesn't seem to be that problematic. A few trees behind, really, they just give you a nice line. But beware of what looks straightforward.
Looks sort of like a deserted island, Frank. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Second shot.
So with that make, now at 7 under par. Now to the 15th hole. Danger in the center of the green here, Frank.
Yeah, chance to ambush the player, really. All those trees, you never know what's going to jump out of there. And, well, we've seen the 6th hole at Riviera with the bunker in the middle. You now have a crop of trees. Should be safely on deck.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now. Well, Rich, if he can make this one, add it to that string of birdies.
Generating some momentum now. 16th hole here at Paracel Storm, and Frank, as we begin this closing stretch, it strikes me, this is tough guy golf out here, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. If you want to earn your stripes by playing this golf course, this is the place to be. In the spirit of conservation, we have some solar panels to boost up the finish, and the hole not overly long. Let's see what the lieutenant can do this time.
Well, you could hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Makes the putt for a birdie. Now to the 17th hole, and as we come to the end of this round, you salute the players because they're out there carrying not only their golf clubs, but the med kits and the meal packs, because this is no ordinary golf course. You have to be on alert, high guard all the time. And it makes the green in regulation.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. Now the finishing hole, Frank, and just a spectacular-looking hole.
Yeah, chance to complete our mission. Should we succeed here at 18? If anything, you want to keep the ball a little left of the flag. Otherwise, we're off the beach.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Thorner alongside my friend and colleague, New Zealand's own Frank Nobilo. And we're here in the South Pacific Ocean at a pirate's scavenger yard turned golf course. It's known as Treasure Island. Frank, out to score a treasure here today. What can you tell us about this amazing course?
Well, Rich, on the subject of scavengers, that's what you've got to be on a golf course. You want the lowest possible score you can. You want to be an absolute miser when it comes to making bogeys. Few and far between. Golf course is certainly challenging. More than one way to often play some of the holes out here at Treasure Island. Look at the coastline, Buccaneers Bay, the volcano in the distance, and of course, pirates. Pirates, all to be seen.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. 1 under early in the round. Frank, I've seen some par threes around the world. This is one of the best I have ever seen.
It's certainly a sharp-edged par three going across that ravine. Well protected by a couple of bunkers short of this green, and it's very well fortified. And certainly not one to send it over that right bow, because you'll find those two ponds down.
Need a good blast off the tee. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today. Well, Frank, on this hole, the play obviously is to the left, but not too far left.
Too far left, and you find the water. You'll find a water grave down there, but you're right. Skinny fairway down that left side. This old Captain Hook does bend to the right. And a good tee shot, you just might be able to reach this par 5 and 2.
Funny that a hole called Captain Hook would bend to the right. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Well, here at the 4th, the tee shot, Frank, requires a player to be extremely accurate. I mean, they do not give you a wide space to land that golf ball.
Plus, that fairway is anything other than straight. It's more serpent-like. So you've got to know exactly how far you hit your drive at it, so you can decide which part of that fairway to land it on. Wonderful backdrop in the distance, though. There's Devil's Cauldron, the volcano in the distance.
That is some sight. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. 99.23564 recurring. That's what I make it. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Boy, this would be nice. A fourth consecutive birdie. Heating up.
I'm running out of fingers.
Starting to fire on all cylinders. A couple of birdies in a row and now 4 under. Well, Frank, as we zero in on this hole, you can see plainly that it requires a, well, should we say,
a good head.
A heady approach.
That's right. Skull on the right will remind you of that enormous feature there on the right side. And that's one of the things about the short par 4 is there's so many little architectural features you'll follow along the way. Skinny fairway, just bends a little to the left like a cutlass. And then once you get up on the green, it's the Jolly Roger is the shape of the green, skull and crossbones.
That's right.
And plus the bunkers, they don't look like normal bunkers, Rich.
You know, what happened here, Frank?
Well, they say there's treasure on this island, and those, well, they were man-made. They were digging for anything other than sand.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. Boy, that's nice. How about a fistful of birdies? 6th hole now at Treasure Island, Frank. This is a severe downhill par 4.
A series of tee boxes here to play, but you're right, Rich. Just sort of tee it up there, let that ball float a little further because of the downhill. Tee shot wants to be left of that huge needle rock to the player's right. And from there, once again, you're not going to have a long second shot to a green that is very, very kind.
You are going to have some really good views from up here.
Oh, I liked that.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
Oh, get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Well, Frank, this is some hole. This is a par 5, the 7th. It snakes its way all across the island.
You think in a direct route you could be able to reach this par 5 and 2, but the rock down the distance nearly makes that second shot impossible to try and carry over that. Plus the fact it's a lot of uneven lies down here on this fairway. Step sort of drops down and level as it goes down the left side, and chances are you won't get a flat lie for that second shot. So play this as a 3-shotter.
It's 180 yards now to the flagstick. Not a single weakness today. What a performance. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Good looking shot right here. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Good work right there, now to 6 under. You're out of sorts, aren't you? You don't quite know what to make of that.
Yeah, well, X marks the spot. And I know on a treasure map, that means gold, silver, countless jewels. In a game of golf, I'm not so sure.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Rounding out the front nine here with this par 4, and hopefully you can walk off onto the second 9, Frank, and say, I mermaid 4 here.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. 115 yards away with a helping wind. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, he's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Did the job right there. Frank, to me, this is the ultimate test of a gamer's ability. A par 5 like this, right in the middle of Buccaneer Bay with all of these choices. This is something special.
It is. Forget the fairway on the left. Forget the one next to it, even the one short of it. Look at the two on the right, because those two give you a chance to reach the par 5 and 2.
That's in the fairway. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, You've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right, and at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons. Frank, here at the 12th, again, you need to make a trip across a couple islands.
Well, that's the thing with Buccaneers Bay. All those choices to be made. There's 5 places, really, to find dry ground. The first 3 for the mere mortals. But if you really want to power up on your EA Sports game, look at the 2 in the distance. You hit something special, you just might find land.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Oh, man, not a good shot at all.
It was wicked.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Frank, the par 5 13th here at Treasure Island. I have to say, this makes the par 5 18th famous hole at Pebble Beach look like a walk in the park.
It certainly does. All the choices here, though, Rich, at the 13th, and, well, 13 is unlucky for some. The fairway for most is always down the right, but then if you hit your tee shot, then where do you go next? You go down the left on that little sliver of land. You go further down there in the nice big patch of green grass that leaves you an easy 3rd shot. Perhaps maybe even try for 2 at this par 5 that measures close to 600 yards.
Well into red figures at 9 under for the round. Frank, you could say the back 9 starts to heat up right about this point in the round.
You could say there's a lot to love about this one.
This is just at the base of Devil's Cauldron, the volcano to the right of the player, teeing off here at the 14th.
Yeah, just keep it there as close as you can to the hill or the side of the volcano, and then you just see the green sneak in behind there. Good tee shot and a long tee shot, and then the hole's not too difficult. Hit it short, maybe a little crooked, you're going to find some trouble.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under. Frank, we say it so often in golf, it's a grind. This is a grind with a capital G.
Certainly is. Up and away as we start our climb up the hill. Par 3's not overly long, but it's going to play much longer than its real yardage because we're going up, straight up that volcano. So you better flight that tee shot properly.
This is a good-looking shot. That's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Clean this up with a tap. Really has it going now. Back-to-back birdies. Partner, what do we have here at the par 416?
They call it devil's elbow, and I guess that's because it looks like an elbow and it goes to the right. But there's no funny bone. Look, it's been taken away, so there's no laugh if you go left or find that ravine. Difficult par 4, really, because you have to be precise there, and that green cut quite away into the side of that, well, Rich, it's a volcano, and it's starting to heat up.
Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Well, Frank, it is time to walk the plank here at the 17th hole.
And don't put a foot wrong if you do. There'll be no help from your parrot as you try and veer a little left on this hole that bends that way. Up and up we go, nearly to the top of the volcano.
Watch your step, matey.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. Well, Frank, we thought 17 at TPC Sawgrass was hard. Try hitting it over lava.
I was going to say, this is a lovely finishing hole, Rich. A lovely finishing hole.
Fraction off the center and headed to the right. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away.
That was a good run at it, Rich. Really. This is that awkward length. Whoa, that was unexplainable. Thought that was easily going to be a par.
You'll have to focus. Try to make bogey.
He's putting for bogey now. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Really good round out there today. What's the mindset, Frank, to keep it going?
First thing, really, Rich, just try and keep the same composure for tomorrow's round. Get some rest. We know that. Shouldn't really have to hit the range. Swings in good position. Just keep it easy and visualize how tomorrow.